Welcome to English Conversations. Let's practice listening and reading. Ready to learn?
My first impression of Alexander was that he was much older than me. In fact, he was 32, but I thought he was older. But when we started talking, I really liked him. He was extroverted and funny, and he had a very good sense of humor. He works for a TV station, and he told me a lot of good stories about his work. He was also interested in the same things as me, art and music, and we talked a lot about that. Physically, he wasn't really my type. It's hard to say why. He was tall and dark and very good-looking, and he had a nice smile. But there just wasn't any chemistry between us. I could imagine going to a concert or the theater with him, but as a friend. Sorry, Mom, but no. When I first saw Oliver, I thought he looked warm and friendly and more attractive than Alexander. He was tall with short blonde hair, and he had amazing blue eyes, kind of like the actor Ryan Gosling. He was kind of shy and quiet at first, but when we started talking, he relaxed, and we found we had a lot of things in common. We both like books and movies. He was generous, too. He wanted to pay for everything. I really enjoyed the evening. When it was time to go, he asked for my phone number and said he wanted to meet again. We walked out of the restaurant and went to look for a taxi. And then something happened, and I knew that it was impossible for me to go out with him. He said, "Finally," and took out a pack of cigarettes. That was it. I could never have a boyfriend who was a smoker. I think maybe for my next date, I'm going to choose the man myself. I don't think another person can really choose a partner for you.
Mr. and Mrs. Clark and Percy is by artist David Hockney, and it's considered to be one of the greatest British paintings of the 20th century. It was painted in 1971, and it's a portrait of two of his friends, Ozzie Clark and his wife Celia, and their cat Percy. Ozzie Clark and Celia were fashion designers, and they had a very successful clothes store in London. In the 1960s, they dressed a lot of the famous pop stars of the time, including the Rolling Stones and Eric Clapton. Hockney painted Ozzie and Celia a few months after they got married in their apartment at Notting Hill in London. He painted them in their bedroom because he liked the light there. And on the wall on the left of the window, you can see one of his own paintings. Mr. and Mrs. Clark and Percy is a very big painting, approximately 9 feet 10 inches wide and 6 feet 7 inches high. The couple is wearing typical clothes of the late 1960s. Celia is wearing a long dress, and in fact she was expecting a baby at that time. Her husband isn't wearing any shoes, and he's putting his feet into the rug. This was because Hockney had a lot of problems painting his feet. He just couldn't get them right. Hockney said that his aim with this painting was to paint the relationship between the two people. Traditionally, when a painter paints a married couple, the woman is sitting down and the man is standing up. In this painting, the man is sitting and the woman is standing. Usually in a painting, the married couple is close together. But in this painting, they are separated by a big open window, which symbolizes the distance between them. The white cat, sitting on Mr. Clark, is a symbol of infidelity. It seems that Hockney didn't think that their marriage was going to be very happy, and in fact, the couple got divorced 4 years later. Celia often posed as a model for Hockney, but she says that this painting, his most famous picture of her, is not her favorite. She said, "It's a wonderful painting, but it makes me look too heavy." In 1996, 25 years after this picture was painted, Ozzie Clarke died. He was murdered by his lover in his Kensington apartment.
My name's Jenny Zielinski. I live and work in New York. I'm the assistant editor of a magazine called New York 24/7. A few months ago, I visited our office in London to learn more about the company. I met the manager, Daniel O'Connor. I had lots of meetings with him, of course, and a working dinner on my birthday. But I spent more time with Rob Walker. He's one of the writers on the London magazine. We had coffees together. We went sightseeing. I even helped Rob buy a shirt. He was fun to be with. I liked him a lot. I think he liked me too. Rob isn't the most punctual person in the world, but he is a great writer. We invited him to work for the New York magazine for a month, and he agreed. So now Rob's coming to New York. I know he's really excited about it. It's going to be great to see him again. So, here you are in New York at last.
Yeah, it's great to be here. It's really exciting.
And how's your hotel?
It's fine. My room is really nice.
Do you have a good view from your room?
I can see lots of other buildings.
Tomorrow, I'm going to show you around the office and introduce you to the team. Barbara's looking forward to meeting you. You remember Barbara. My boss.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
And then you can start thinking about your blog and the column. Have you got any ideas yet, Rob? Rob?
What? Sorry, Jenny.
You must be really tired.
Yes, I am a bit. What time is it now?
It's 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. That's 2 o'clock in the morning for me.
Oh, let's finish our drinks. You need to go to bed.
I guess you're right.
So I'll see you in the office at 11 in the morning.
At 11?
Is that okay?
It's perfect. Thanks, Jenny.
There's just one thing.
What's that?
Don't be late.
By the way, it's great to see you again.
Yeah. It's great to see you too.
It was a really terrible vacation. It was my fault. I mean, I wanted to go to Thailand, but I knew before I went that I didn't really want to have a serious relationship with Joe. And the vacation just showed how different we are. He irritated me all the time. He wanted to stay in some really cheap hostels because he thought the hotels were too expensive. I didn't want 5-star luxury, but when I go on vacation, I want to be comfortable. The places where Joe wanted to stay were very basic and had very small rooms. There's nothing worse than being in a very small room with someone when you're not getting along very well. Another thing I didn't like was that Joe got very jealous. When you're traveling, part of the fun is talking to other travelers, but he hated it if I talked to other people, especially other men. And then he kept taking photos, hundreds of them. Every time we saw a monument, he said, "Go and stand over there so I can take a photo." I hate being in photos. I just wanted to enjoy the sights. The vacation was all a big mistake. Never go on vacation with a boyfriend if you're not sure about the relationship. It's sure to be a disaster.
Oh, it was a wonderful vacation. I loved every minute. Costa Rica is just a paradise. We did everything. We went on a zipline tour, we did all kinds of fun nature activities, and we had some amazing meals. And you know, everyone says that Costa Rica is expensive, but I didn't think it was. It wasn't an expensive vacation at all. I thought it was pretty reasonable. We all got along very well. I think I'm going to suggest to Isabel and Laura that we go on vacation together again next year.
En mai 1968, je suis rentrée à Paris. In May 1968, I came back to Paris. It was a very exciting time. There were a lot of demonstrations and fighting between students and the police. I wasn't really interested in politics. I wasn't a communist or an anarchist, but I loved the atmosphere. All the students were fighting for freedom, for revolution, and the French police were everywhere. On May the 15th, I was with thousands of other young people. We were walking toward the Place de la Bastille. I was tired, so a friend picked me up and I sat on his shoulders. Another boy, who was walking next to us, was carrying a Vietnamese flag. It was the time of the Vietnam War. And he said to me, "Hey, could you carry the flag for me?" And I said, "Okay." There was so much happening that I didn't notice all the photographers. The next day, the photo was on the cover of magazines all over the world. When my grandfather saw it, he immediately ordered me to come to his house. He was furious, really, really angry. He said, "That's it. You are a communist. I'm not going to leave you anything, not a penny." I walked out of the room, and I never saw him again. 6 months later, he died, and I didn't get any money from him. Nothing.
Suddenly, a man ran across the street. He was wearing a dark coat, so Hannah didn't see him at first. Quickly, she put her foot on the brake. She stopped just in time. She got out of her car and shouted at the man.
Don't you usually look before you cross the street? I almost hit you. I didn't see you until the last minute.
Sorry. Hey, Hannah, it's me. It's Jamie.
Jamie, what are you doing here? I almost killed you.
I was buying something. I was in a hurry and I crossed the street without looking.
Come on, get in.
Hannah and Jamie drove to the coffee shop. They sat down in their usual seats and ordered 2 cups of coffee.
Here you are. 2 cappuccinos.
Thanks. What an evening. I almost killed you.
Well, you didn't kill me. So what's the problem?
But what were you doing on Bridge Street? I thought you were here, in the cafe, waiting for me.
I went to the theater to buy these tickets for the Scouting for Girls concert. I know you wanted to go, and it's on October 15th, next Saturday, our anniversary.
Our anniversary?
Yes, 3 months since we first met. We met on Saturday, July 15th. Remember?
Gosh, Jamie, I can't believe you remember the exact day. What a romantic. It's lucky I didn't hit you on the street.
Suddenly, a man ran across the street. He was wearing a dark coat, so Hannah didn't see him at first. Quickly, she put her foot on the brake. Although Hannah tried to stop, she couldn't. She hit the man. Hannah panicked. She drove away as fast as she could. When she arrived at the coffee shop, Jamie wasn't there. She called him, but his cell phone was turned off. She waited for 10 minutes and then she went home. 2 hours later, a car arrived at Hannah's house. A police officer knocked at the door.
Good evening, ma'am. Are you Hannah Davis?
Yes, I am.
I'd like to speak to you. Can I come in?
The police officer came in and sat down on the sofa.
Are you a friend of Jamie Dixon?
Yes.
Said Hannah.
Well, I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
What? What's happened?
Jamie had an accident this evening.
Oh no. What kind of accident?
He was crossing the street and a car hit him.
When did this happen? And where?
This evening at 5:25. He was crossing Bridge Street by the theater.
Oh no. How is he?
He's in the hospital. He has a bad injury to his head and 2 broken legs.
But is he going to be okay?
We don't know. He's in intensive care.
Oh no. And the driver of the car?
She didn't stop.
She?
Yes, it was a woman in a white car. Somebody saw the car's license plates. You have a white car outside, don't you, ma'am? Is your number plate XYZ348S?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Can you tell me where you were at 5:25 this evening?
Olivia.
Excuse me, do you have a minute?
Yes, sure.
Where are you going?
To Nicaragua.
For a vacation?
No, I'm going to do volunteer work. I'm going to teach English to young children.
Where exactly in Nicaragua are you going?
To a town called Esteli. It's about 93 miles from Managua.
How long are you going to be there for?
I'm going to be in Esteli for 6 weeks, and after that, I'm going to travel around Nicaragua for a month.
That sounds amazing.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to it.
Are you feeling nervous at all?
A little, because I don't speak much Spanish. But they're going to give us a 40-hour language course when we arrive, so I hope that's enough to start with.
Well, good luck, and have a great time.
Thanks. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing experience.
Matthew.
Excuse me, do you have a minute?
Yeah, okay.
Where are you going?
To Australia.
That's a long flight. Are you going to stop on the way?
No, I'm going direct to Melbourne.
Why Melbourne?
I'm going to work there. I'm a model, and we're going to do a photo shoot for a magazine.
That sounds exciting. What kind of clothes are you going to model?
Winter clothes for next season. It's winter in Australia now, so it's going to be pretty cold. That's why we're going there.
Of course, it's their winter. How cold do you think it's going to be?
I'm not really sure. About 45 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, and colder at night, I suppose.
Well, have a good trip, and I hope the photos are fabulous.
Thanks.
Lily.
Excuse me, do you have a minute?
Okay, sure.
Where are you going?
To San Francisco.
Why are you going there?
I'm going to a conference.
So it's a work trip?
Yes, but I'm also going to see an old friend there. Actually, an old boyfriend. Someone I went out with a long time ago.
When did you decide to meet up again?
Well, I knew he was working at the University of San Francisco, so when the conference came up about a month ago, I got in touch with him on Facebook.
Is he going to meet you at the airport?
I don't think so, but who knows?
How do you feel about it?
Pretty excited. It's going to be strange meeting again after all these years.
Well, good luck. I'm sure you're going to have a great time. And enjoy the conference, too.
Thank you very much.
Hi, this is Ben West. Sorry I can't take your call. Please leave a message.
Hi, Ben. It's me, Lily. Hope you're okay. I've booked my flight and hotel. I'm coming on Sunday, May 2nd. I couldn't get a flight on the 1st. I'm flying from Boston on JetBlue, and I'm arriving in San Francisco at 2:40 p.m. I'm going back on Saturday, the 8th, leaving at 12:35 p.m. I'm staying at a hotel near the convention center. It's called the Hotel Nico, or Nico. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's Nikko. I'm sure you know it. I'll call you on Sunday night when I get there. See you soon. I'm really looking forward to seeing you again.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's the Word? and our first contestants tonight are Martin and Lola. Hello to you both. Are you nervous?
Just a little.
Well, just try and relax and play What's the Word with us. If you're watching the show for the first time, here's how we play the game. As you can see, Martin has a TV screen in front of him and 6 words are going to appear on the screen. Martin has 2 minutes to describe the words to Lola so that she can guess what they are. But he can't use any part of the words on the screen. So for example, if the word is taxi driver, he can't use the word taxi or driver or drive. Martin, Lola, are you ready? Martin, Lola, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Martin, you have 2 minutes to describe your 6 words, starting now.
Okay, word number 1. It's a person. It's somebody who works in a hospital.
Doctor.
No. It's the person who helps the doctor and takes care of the patients. That's right. Word number 2. It's a place. It's somewhere where people go when they want to buy things.
A store.
Not exactly. It's bigger, and you can buy all kinds of different things there, especially food. Yes, good job. Okay, word number 3. It's a thing. It's something that we use for everything nowadays. For the internet, for talking to people, for taking photos. It's a kind of gadget. Everyone has one. That's it. Word number 4. It's an adjective. It's the opposite of dark.
Light?
It's like light, but you only use it to describe hair. Yes. Word number 5. It's an adjective again. You use it to describe a person who's quick at learning things.
Intelligent?
No, but it's similar to intelligent. It's the opposite of stupid. Yes, right. And word number 6, the last one. Okay, it's a verb. For example, you do this to the TV.
Watch?
No, it's what you do when you finish watching TV at night.
Go to bed?
No, come on. You do it to the TV before you go to bed.
Oh!
Yes!
Well, I think that's everything. What do you think of the office?
It's brilliant. And much bigger than our place in London.
Oh, here's Barbara. Rob, this is Barbara, the editor of the magazine.
It's good to finally meet you, Rob.
It's great to be here.
Is this your first time in New York?
No, I came here when I was 18, but only for a few days.
Well, I hope you get to know New York much better this time.
Barbara, I'm going to take Rob out for lunch. Would you like to come with us?
I'd love to, but unfortunately I have a meeting at 1. So I'll see you later. We're meeting at 3, I think.
That's right.
Have a nice lunch.
Hey, are you Rob Walker?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Holly Tyler.
Hello, Holly.
We're going to be working together.
Really?
Didn't Barbara tell you? I'm going to be Rob's photographer.
Oh. Well, we're just going for lunch.
Cool. I can come with you. I mean, I had a sandwich earlier, so I don't need to eat. But Rob and I can talk. Is that okay?
Sure.
So, let's go. So, tell me, Rob, what are you going to write about?
Well, to start with, my first impressions of New York. You know, the nightlife, the music, things like that.
Are you planning to do any interviews?
I'd like to. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, I know some great musicians.
Musicians?
You know, guys in bands. And I also have some contacts in the theater and dance.
That would be great.
Maybe we could go to a show. And after, you could talk to the actors.
I really like that idea.
Can I bring you anything else?
Could we have the check, please?
Yes, ma'am. Here's your check.
Thanks. Excuse me. I think there's a mistake. We had 2 bottles of water, not 3.
You're right. I'm really sorry. It's not my day today. I'll get you a new check.
Thank you.
We're going to have a fun month, Rob.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Okay, time to go. You have your meeting with Barbara at 3?
Oh, yeah, right.
Teenagers today have a bad reputation. People say that they are lazy and messy and that they do very little to help their parents around the house. But there are some teenagers for whom this description is just not true at all. It is estimated that there are more than 1.4 million teenagers in the U.S. who have to look after a member of their family, their mother or father, or brother or sister. In many cases, these young helpers, or caregivers as they are called, are doing things like feeding, washing, and taking care of family members, as well as doing their schoolwork. I'd like to welcome to the program 2 of these teenagers, Alice and Daniel, who are 17 years old and who both take care of family members. Hello, Alice. Hello, Daniel.
Hi.
Who do you take care of?
I take care of my mom. She has ME. It's a disease. It means that she feels tired all the time and she can't walk very well. And I also take care of my younger brother and sister. He's 6 and she's 4.
I take care of my mom, too. She had a bad car accident 7 years ago, and she can't walk. I also take care of my little sister.
You both do a lot of housework. What exactly do you do?
On a normal day, I get up early and I clean the house and I do the ironing. After school, I sometimes take my mom to the store in her wheelchair. In the evening, my dad makes the dinner. I'm not very good at cooking. But I make sure my brother and sister eat their dinner, and then I put them to bed.
My day's pretty similar. I clean the house and iron, but I also do the cooking and the grocery shopping. My dad left home 4 years ago, so we're on our own. I take my sister to school and make sure that my mom is okay. I have to give her massages every evening.
How do you feel about the way you live?
I don't really mind taking care of my mom. She's sick and she needs my help. But sometimes I feel a little sad when I can't go out because there are things to do around the house. And I sometimes get angry with my school friends. They don't really understand the problems I have at home. All they think about is clothes, boys, and going out.
I like what I do because I'm helping my mom and I'm helping my sister at the same time. Of course, it's true that I can't go out much because I need to spend most of my time at home. I sometimes go out with my friends, but I don't like leaving my mom by herself. I always make sure that I have my cell phone. If my mom needs anything, she calls me and I go back home. It's not a problem for me. It's just part of my life.
You're both doing a great job. Thanks very much for coming on the program. Have you ever bought something that you've never worn?
Yes. Hasn't everyone? I remember some pants I bought that I never wore.
What was the problem with them?
They were very tight black leather pants that I bought from a second-hand store when I was about 20 years old. I remember when I was in the fitting room, I thought they looked amazing. I thought I looked like Jim Morrison from The Doors. But when I got home in the cold light of day, I realized that I look more like one of the women from ABBA. That's why I never wore them.
Have you ever bought something that you've never worn?
Yes, a karate uniform. I decided that I wanted to do karate, and I signed up for lessons and bought the uniform and the orange belt. But then I changed my mind and decided not to take the lessons.
Why not?
I was worried that someone would knock my teeth out.
Do you still have the uniform?
No, I sold it on eBay.
Have you ever bought something that you've never worn?
Sadly, it happens to me a lot because I hate clothes shopping and I never try things on.
For example, I have a shirt in my closet now that I've never worn.
Why not?
Well, I bought it in a hurry a few months ago, and then I put it away in my closet. A few weeks later, I took it out and looked at it, and I thought, why did I buy this? It's awful, pink and purple stripes. And of course, I didn't have the receipt, so I couldn't take it back.
Have you ever bought something that you've never worn?
A lot of things, actually. The last one was a brown leather coat.
What was wrong with it?
Well, I bought it online from a website that has cheap deals, but when it arrived, it looked completely different from what it looked like on the computer screen, and I decided I didn't like it. So it's in my closet. I'm sure I'm never going to wear it, but maybe I'll give it to someone as a present.